I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, so we started talking about becoming a writer yesterday. And today, what we're going to talk about is how do you begin? Like, okay, here's the blank page. Well, it's on your computer or word processor. Here's the blank page. How do you begin? How do you get from an idea to an actual book? And the best thing I can tell you is what I do. I've talked to a lot of different authors. I know what other authors do, and we can go over some of those things. But what I do is I make an outline, and I make a very detailed outline. So I start just the big things that happen, like in each chapter. I decide how many chapters I want, and then in each chapter I say, well, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, this is that. Just one sentence. And then underneath that sentence, I'll put down, well, these other things occur, or it looks like this. And slowly but surely, over a period of time, I have it fleshed out enough so that when I sit down to write, I open up that chapter, and I don't even have to do it in order. I can just jump around, and I can go to that chapter and write what's supposed to happen at that period of time in the progression of the book. Some authors sit down and then just start typing, and they just go from front of the book to the back of the book, and somehow it all works out. The problem I have with that is that sometimes you can't really foreshadow things. You have to go back and insert them. You might not recognize a place that would be a good opportunity to give some background on a character's life that will then reflect later on. And so I don't like to do that, but that works for some people, and maybe that would work for you. But if you've tried that and it hasn't worked, or you get, like 2 chapters in and you're just muddled, it's just, you don't even know where to go from there, try what I do and just start outlining, and outline it the most detailed way you could possibly come up with. And also, there's kind of a science to outlining. If you Google a standard outline for, let's say, a romance book or a murder mystery or a cozy murder, which is something that's very popular, if you just Google that, there are lots of outlines out there that don't tell the details, but it tells you kind of like what's supposed to happen in that particular chapter. Let's say you have a 20 chapter book, and the first chapter is you introduce the characters, and they kind of give a little bit of their backstory, and the second chapter is you have the mystery occurs, the situation occurs. If you know what those formulas look like, because they really are kind of formulas, then you don't even have to worry about that part. Then you can just start immediately plugging in your ideas for what would happen. Who's going to be, if it's a cozy murder, who's going to be dead? How did they die? When are you going to reveal who the murderer is? And maybe the outline would say when that reveal happens. And so that could help you. Same with romance novels. Science fiction probably is a little bit different just because of the very nature of it. There's so many different things that go into science fiction that you probably won't find a formulaic outline, but you could certainly come up with your own outline and determine what's going to happen in each of those chapters. So I really recommend outlining. But if you aren't an outliner, if you're not a pre-planner, if you're not somebody who likes to know all the little things that are going to occur, just sit down and start writing. Because sometimes those stream of consciousness things is, and that's actually a writing exercise, by the way. If you just start writing and just start saying whatever's on your mind, you might discover that you come up with some ideas that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise, just through the sheer whatever that goes on in your brain as it comes out. Well, it's not coming out your mouth, but it's coming out of your brain through your fingertips. You might discover that there's more information that you hadn't thought of that you can use in your future book. So that's what I suggest you do, is that's the best way to begin for me. There are other people. I'm a people, okay. Or are you a poopy? Oh, that's kind of gross. Oh, people are funny. So I did want to talk about a couple different things. It has been cold. I do not go outside when it's cold. So I want to tell you about what I do when it's cold and I don't want to go outside for exercise. Ordinarily, I try and walk every single day. And I try and walk at least a couple of miles because I want at the end of the year, I want my average for the entire year to be a couple miles a day. About 4,700 steps per day, average. Some days, 16,000 steps. Some days, zero because I just stay inside because it's cold or it's rainy or it's, whatever. So I've been using this system. I guess it is. It's called Walk at Home on YouTube. It is absolutely phenomenal. And it sounds so silly. Walk at home, like what are you going to do? Just walk around your house with your phone in your pocket or something. And yeah, I guess you could do that. But this particular thing is not just like walk, walk, walk. It's like you are putting it out there. And at the end of it, at the end of 45 minutes, I'm drenched in sweat. I really feel like I did something. And if you too hate the cold and you don't want to go outside, I suggest you check it out. It's called Walk at Home. And if I think of it, I will try and put it in the description underneath this so that you can find it easier. I just really like it. I haven't seen anything on there that I didn't like. There have been a couple times they went fast or did some complicated steps that I couldn't really do because I am completely uncoordinated. But yeah, it's really fun. And so that was one thing I wanted to tell you about. Another thing is, let's see, my daughter is also doing Vlogmas. She lives next door. And her channel is Casey Urban Farm. And I will definitely link it below so that you can hopefully go and check out her stuff. And she's on a healing journey of some really serious health issues and health concerns. She and her husband both. And she's trying to get her channel back up and active again. So if you could go and check out her channel, that would be great, especially if you like cooking or you like growing things or you like doing crafty things. She does all of that and she's very talented and she really has a knack for that stuff. Okay, I can't think of anything else. And if the people in the comments have something other to say besides I'm a poopy, I am just going to check out now because it's 6:30 and it's completely full dark and it's really cold outside. I looked at my thermometer up there on the shelf and I probably shouldn't have a thermometer there that tells me the temperature of everything around here because then I can obsess over, oh my gosh, it's so cold. Oh my gosh, the laundry room's really cold. I don't want to go out there and wash any clothes. Oh shoot. But it is really cold out there. So I'm going to stay inside where it's nice and cozy and I'm going to go back and read a book. So if you write a book and you tell me about it, I'll read your book. Okay? How's that for a deal? You write a book, I'll read your book. And if it's a good book and I can do it, I'll publish your book. So let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.